Hey everybody, it's Joe, and we are here at Bay Area Maker Faire. Those are actually really awesome goggles.
Are they great?
They are fantastic. Super reflective, like everybody can see my recording rig.
Everything.
Yeah. And
this is what Joe is recording on.
Yeah.
Can you see?
The illusion has been shattered. So we are spending some time today, and we are making we're taking the Chibimals that I've made. I've printed them in squishy TPU, and I've made a punk piggy.
This is Felix the Frog.
Felix the Frog. I need to come up with good names for these animals, guys.
Felix has rainbows on his back.
Submit in the comments what you think the bear should be named, what the giraffe should be named, what the piggy should be named. We got an owl and a sloth as well.
Oliver.
We're going to be talking a little bit. Whenever you go to Maker Faire, it's like there is no end of things to see.
It's true.
And there is no end of points of inspiration. So with all these inspiration, I know I get a ton of great ideas of stuff I want to do. I'm sure you've got a long list of projects that you want to do. So let's talk about the projects that we haven't finished, we maybe haven't told anybody about, projects that we've maybe started, maybe haven't even started. Let's get on that.
Sounds good.
All right. You launch off, Barb. What's your? And while you're doing that, I'm going to color this frog up just a little bit.
Psychedelic frog.
Psychedelic frog.
Okay. Well, so I'm currently working on my dodecahedron,
which you can hear in the background.
Yes, it's very loud. That's not a misspoken. It's a dodecahedron that is a drum. That has a bunch of drums on it.
Yeah, if you're not watching Barb Makes Things, and if you're not following the progress on this video, what's wrong with you? Her videos are fantastic. I don't know why your videos don't get more views than mine, because you put so much effort into them. They're excellent.
I just hit 3,000 subscribers.
You did? And
I did.
Yeah, I celebrated that with you. I loved it. I thought it was great. So you're working on the dodecahedron, and you are, what would you say, about 30% done with that thing?
I mean, it's hard to say. It depends on what you consider done.
Okay.
Because initially I want to get the full, the frame is finished. I want to cover 11 of the 12 sides with instruments.
Okay.
12th is the bottom. Hard to get at.
Yeah, well, and you kind of need that for the play mechanism. Something's got to come in, you know?
Yeah. So there's making it so that it is a playable instrument. It is currently playable because I've attached five of the sides on there, which is what people are doing here in the background.
And you missed it. There was a dude came in here and he was like, and it tick,
I missed it, and I didn't get to film it. Yeah. So I want to do that, and then the electronics that go inside so it can play itself.
That will be super cool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
We were talking about different ways of doing this. Like my initial thought was like steppers and solenoids and stuff, non-servos, because those things are noisy.
Yeah.
Noisy.
Well, did you see Clarissa's video where she made the guitar that played itself? And at one point she had to stop and be like, oh, the servos on this thing are terrible. And it was just doing an auto strum going.
Yep.
She was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I had servos on my hexachord, the second one that plays itself.
Yes.
Like individually, and it's just so loud. It's so loud. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make it less loud. The electronics anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So after that, because that's right now I'm trying to get that done. I'm probably gonna take a break after I get all the instruments attached to it. Actually, there's one thing I didn't tell you about that I want to do. There's I want to make this light tube box with shiny Mylar.
Ooh.
So you shine like a flashlight behind it, and it just does all these really cool reflections.
Like a kaleidoscope backwards.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like paper or something.
Well, that'll be a quick project.
No, because big. Like
walk into it.
Panels walk into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
well,
this is something I want to do.
Now there is a project that I'm working on right now that I haven't told anybody about, but I'm building up the footage for it. And pretend like you hadn't heard this one before. But I already did. I'm playing with Arduinos. This is new for me. And I took and put a potentiometer on one end and a servo on the other. So you twist the potentiometer and the servo moves. And I wanted to mount the servo in a little dude to hold a golf stick and golf with the servo, but the wiring was a problem. And it got me thinking, well, why am I even wiring it? Two Arduinos talking to each other over wireless. One's got the potentiometer and one's got the servo. And then I thought, well, let's up it one more. Let's take and put a accelerometer in there. Measure the tilt of the one, and then you I'm blanking on. So you take the accelerometer side and you slap it on a golf club.
Yeah.
And then you swing like this, and the little dude swings like this,
Yep.
and you play golf, and then you got like a little set up on the table. And I thought, if I were to really go bonkers, I'd put a little camera on that sucker. You could have VR goggles, so it would be like you're this big.
Oh my gosh,
Wouldn't
that would
that
be
be
so cool. That would be excellent.
I'm
Gosh, you have
so
to do
far
that.
from being able to do that.
That would
but,
be so. You got to do that.
and that would be cool. But the problem is with that, we also have to tilt the head around. We gotta have servos controlling that. That's the fourth iteration of it.
You can do that.
Essentially.
You can do it.
Okay, so what else are you working on? Or what else are you imagining? In the
Else
future?
is other things on the horizon aside from those, because that's not enough.
No. It's never enough.
There's too many ideas.
Never enough.
Never enough. So I'm gonna do. I want to do. Okay, so we saw a talk this morning.
Jen
Chapter,
Sophie
Sophie Wong, and Stephanie Explains It All.
Which I had not heard of. A Stephanie Explains It All before this. I don't know how I never heard of her before, but I've subscribed. And I'm going to watch like all her videos.
Yeah. So they're all three of them great. And
I've been following
some of
Sophie
them are
Wong
making.
for years.
Yeah. So they've got they brought several helmet mask things, and I'm like, why am I not doing more of that? I need to do more like kind of
Cosplay,
helmets,
yeah.
wearable stuff. And we started up a wearable Wednesday thing at Crash Space.
And you have
We've only done one so far.
Did
There's one
do
next
a
Wednesday.
wearable though. You did do a wearable.
Oh, I've done several.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Wonder Woman shirt right now.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, your Wonder Woman pajama shirt, whatever thing that you did, it was great.
Full Wonder Woman pajama costume,
Yes.
including her shield as a pillow.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was if you haven't seen that video of Barb, that's a great one to go back to. Okay, so I also want to do a wearable. I want to do a cosplay. I want to cosplay Baymax.
Yes.
But the problem is whenever people do Baymax, and there's a Baymax here, it's a big fluffy suit, but they did the head fluffy too, they always shorten the arms. Because Baymax has gorilla proportions.
Yeah.
His arms are way too long for a human being.
Yeah.
And so I want a 3D print. My kids came home with a cardboard hand that they had made that you could slip your hand into and pull the ropes on and it would bend the fingers. And I thought, why don't I 3D print that? And then I got to thinking, I could use that to make my Baymax with,
There you go.
So
There
that'll
you
be the
go.
idea. Inside it'll be that. Now if I'm going really bonkers, I'll put a helmet on. That will make me just a little bit taller, and I'll put the animated eyes in there.
There you go.
But that's like the fourth iteration of it. If I can get to the point where I've got the extendy arms and the inflatable suit, I'll be doing good.
If it's really, really tall, what would be cool is having like cameras in the up at the top in the eyes, so you can see from up there.
Well, I practically do already.
I know, but if you're making it like really, really big.
Well, the thing is, if I do put a camera in there, I could record people's reaction to Baymax.
That's true.
And that would be a lot of fun.
That's true.
Plus I got to practice my Baymax voice.
Now you need speakers to
just have
do
it.
the whole thing.
Oh, I do want to put a mirror on the chest and put a mini projector up there, so I can be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your Baymax?
That'd be good.
All right, so
How
what
would
else
you
you
rate
got?
this Baymax?
How would you rate this Baymax?
Yeah.
I'm going for a 10.
I'm also planning. Oh, so I've been playing D&D a lot. I'm DM for our.
You don't do any of that on your videos. You should do more.
I did a little bit.
Okay.
I did. I made some mini ochre jellies.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
With hot glue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
And
I
you painted
used
them gold.
those. And my players. Okay. To make those things, to make them split, you have to do piercing or slashing damage.
Okay.
My players did not do any slashing damage.
So you had
so
made
I
a
never
bunch of
got
them.
to split it into the smaller ones.
What, the
And
yellow
I'm like,
now?
no!
Well, it wasn't that hard. You just kind of
They
hot
backed
glued
up.
right into.
I know, it was fun, but
yeah,
I wanted
it
to be
was.
like, hey, look at this cool thing, and
Be like, oh,
That's
you
okay.
brought it on now.
you never know. Like,
you gotta prepare
that's
for
part
anything.
of being a part of Dungeons and Dragons and being a DM is you never know what your players are gonna do.
No,
they always surprise you. Yeah.
Now, do you do more DMing or do you do more playing?
I'm just DM.
Oh wow.
I was part of a Pathfinder game for a while, and I was a gnome rogue, which was the best player.
So
it was the best character.
When I was playing with the Chibimals, when I was experimenting with what I wanted to do, one of the projects that I wanted to do, and you tell me if this is a good idea, maybe there's no market for it, and it's a good thing I didn't pursue it. I want to make 1 centimeter scale models.
Or 1 inch for...
No, 1 centimeter. So on a 10 by 10 centimeter square, you could have a 10 by 10 grid. So it would print on a mini. It would store very small.
Yeah.
The problem that I see with terrain that people do in D&D is it sprawls and it's these huge things. And my thought is, let's shrink it down. Exactly. So that you can store it all in a little 10 by 10 cube and just have it be really small. But with that, we also need to have like characters modeled very low poly. It's hard to do the detail that small. Yeah, it would be very low poly, and I know a little bit about low poly.
That is true.
And that would also make it low detail. So yeah, we'd be throwing out details like crazy.
Yeah.
But it would be
more
compact,
be like more transportable.
More like D&D for the rest of us who don't want to. You know, because there are people who love the craft of it.
For the rest of us.
That's my tagline. I mean, there are people who like the craft of it. They enjoy the big and the bold and the grand.
Yeah.
But there are those of us who don't.
Well, there's also digital tools, too.
There are digital tools. And the other thing is, if you want to map, if you want to lay out stuff, just pull out a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day...
You can... I mean, that's what we did with my Pathfinder game.
Yeah. So maybe there's no market for this. And maybe sometimes you got ideas that you just need to kill early.
Making models, though, for people to do, like, that's a thing. People do that.
Oh, you mean D&D models? Yeah.
D&D models, yeah.
There are a lot of, and I considered that being my next Kickstarter, but I don't actually D&D much, so I feel like I would be a.
It's not so much your wheelhouse then.
I'm not against it. I just haven't taken the time to find a group and hang out with people and do it. I mean,
it's really fun.
It is really fun, and I listen to a lot of podcasts of people playing it.
Yeah.
The Loading Ready Run Dice Friends podcast is my favorite. But I've got 6 kids. When am I going to sit down and play D&D, you know?
There is that.
Yeah.
There is that.
So another project that I'm like this close to done with. I made an escape room that fits inside a briefcase. And of course, you go into the room that you're setting it up and you put a couple of things on the wall and then you put the briefcase there with a lock on it and there's a clue somewhere that allows you to open the lock. When you open the lock, there's stuff inside of there and it's all LDS themed, Mormon themed. So it's 72-hour kids and things like that. But I need to present this to people, but there's one part that I haven't finished and I just need to get off my butt, finish that part, do the video, show it to everybody, and be done with the thing. So that's another project that I haven't yet done, but that I'm working on. How's your owl coming?
It's coming along. I'm kind of making it. It's gold. So this is kind of like the Maltese Falcon.
You're right up there.
The Maltese.
I like
owl.
it. Yes.
But I'm gonna do. I think I have silver around here somewhere.
I haven't seen your silver. It might still be.
Oh, it's right there. It's right there.
Fantastic.
I've got silver, so I'm gonna do. Those are my contrasting colors.
Nice.
So yeah, that should be fun.
You're gonna do a dual color.
I'm gonna do 2 colors.
Potentially we could 3D print it that way, but who cares? You're doing it that way.
Yeah. Do that with some cool metal filament.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Have you got anything else on the horizon that you're working on?
Oh, so the thing with D&D.
Yes.
Is like, aside from just kind of general models and such, which, I could definitely do because I always make them for my game.
Yeah.
Is I want to do, is this still recording? Yeah, it's going. I want to do,
We've only been at this for 15 minutes, come on.
I know, I want to make, well, it's up to 10, right? I want to make dice towers and do them in different mediums.
Ooh.
So I want to do a dice tower out of cardboard. I want to do at least one out of wood.
A Pringles can.
Yeah.
You just kind of cut it, and then you put cardboard in, and you cut the cardboard around.
Very easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I want to make them with all kinds of different materials. So like there are some amazing, really cool detailed ones, but like you can make them out of whatever. And like that's the idea behind this project. Would be a whole bunch of different ones. Be like, look, you can make this in any different way, even if you don't have a 3D printer. Like, here's a 3D printed one, but if you don't have that, here's cardboard.
Well, there's a lot of 3D printed models out there, so you don't have to model that one. You can just steal somebody else's. I had a similar idea one time, and I feel like I've said that 3 times in this video. Hey, great idea! I had a similar one.
Everybody's had all of the ideas before.
It's true. I made a chess game where we have big chess pieces with little chess boards on top of them that you put little chess pieces on, so you're playing chess on top of chess. I wanted to make a box for this meta chess set. I was like, I can't decide whether I want to do laser cutting and have it laser cut the box, or 3D printing and do something with some rays. I want to have the game and the board all in one. Neat thing. So I thought, I should do 3D printing versus laser cutting on this one, and do like a split personality thing where I'm doing both of them. And it's just so, one of them is work, 2 of them is twice as much work, and so I'm lazy, and but I gotta get over being lazy. I've got to get over being lazy. And I
thought about doing that same thing for my chessboard, about doing 2 different, like having the opposing sides be made from different mediums.
Ooh, so you just butt them up against each other. I like that.
That would be cool. No, I was just thinking the chess pieces, like like you were saying, one side is
laser cut. But
I wound up just doing them all 3D printed.
And it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I love that.
I'm happy with it. I've used I have those in my because the squares on that were 1 inch. So I have plans for those to turn up, or they may turn up in my D&D games as monsters. Yes, they're monsters. It's a monster chess set.
They're kind of ghosty, so they could work as ghosts too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Was there anything? Oh, you know what? And this one's directly related to this. But I just came back from a vacuum forming workshop.
Right.
He had taken a vacuum former
with Maker Block.
Who is it? Home Depot. They sell a shop vac that you put on top of a bucket. Okay. He took that sucker and reversed it.
Nice.
So it's sucking out, and then he drills holes in the bottom of the bucket. Flip it over, make little legs for it so that your thing's not sticking there, and it's a vacuum former. He just heats up a plastic plate, and then puts it over it, and it suctions down onto it.
Okay, just a plastic plate.
So simple, so easy. I really should do this project because it really. Now that I've seen it in action, it's there's no reason for me not to do this project.
Very true.
Anything else?
I mean, so many things, but
so many things.
I'm trying to think if there was anything.
Well, let's toss it back to them. Guys, if you have a project that you've been sitting on for a while that you just haven't got up the gumption to do, put it in the comments, tell us about it, and hey, if everybody's like, ooh, that project, maybe you'll know that that's the winner, huh? But anyways, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Barb, you want to say anything on the way out?
Maker Fair.
That's right. I haven't got a tagline. I've got a outro video that I will kick to right now. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, if I mentioned anything in this video, you'll find a link to it in the cards, and you should check that out. Did you know that I'm social? I've got links to all the socials, and you should stop by and say hi. I really kind of enjoy it when that happens. Big thanks go out to my direct backers, and if you want to know more about how you can become that, there'll be a link right here that you can check out. And as always, I want to remind you, safety first, because I care about you, and I'll see you next time. Oh, that's interesting. Classic one there.